Thanks for tuning in, everyone. As the title suggests, we're going to learn the solo to Bad Seamstress Blues, Falling Apart at the Seams by Cinderella, off of their Long Cold Winter album that came out in July of 1988. I picked this one. Not a lot of lessons for the song at all on YouTube that I could find, and no walkthroughs for the solo. There is like one tab video for this song, but it's it's just playthrough. The solo is done by Jeff LaBar. If you look up some live footage, at least on all the live footage I've seen, it's Jeff LaBar playing the solo. And the tuning on this one it's weird. So you'll see a couple videos as far as maybe tutorials or something that say it's in E flat tuning, which now when I do these videos and when I learn songs and stuff, I always use iTunes. On the iTunes version, it is standard tuning. If you put your guitar in E flat and play along with it on iTunes, you're going to be disappointed because it sounds terrible. If you tune it to standard, it sounds fine. So I don't know. I haven't played with the vinyl, the CD, or any other versions. I always play with iTunes just because that's what my computer's hooked to, and that's what I use for learning songs and doing videos and stuff. So as far as the tuning, if you want to learn from this video, it is in standard tuning. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and zoom in and get started. Alright, so this one is going to be, I believe that Tom Kiefer is tuned in open G, but Jeff LaBar is in standard tuning or as I mentioned before. So really this is pretty much all G minor pentatonic here, which is going to live at the 15th fret, that box 1 shape. So it's pretty much out of there. It's using box 1, 2, and 3, parts of box 3 for the solo. So I'm just going to break it down into sections. So the first section sounds something like this. Okay, so what you're doing here, and let me just turn it down so a little bit. Okay, so you're basically starting on the 18th fret here, and I'll play it slow. You're gonna go again right out of G minor pentatonic, and then you're gonna bend the 18th fret. So that's 3 times, back to 15, then 18, a little vibrato, not a bend. So it's like, starts off like this. Then you jump over to the G string on the 15th fret. This is the start of section 2. Then go up to the 17th fret, and then roll your ring finger or whatever finger you're using up to the 17th fret of the D. So let me play thus far. Little vibrato there. The next section 3 starts with the 15th fret on the high E, and you're basically going to roll from the high E to the B string. 15th fret, so E to B. Then you go over to the 18th fret of the high E string. So 3 bends, so it should sound like this. Then you go back to the 15th fret of the E. Then you go all the way up to the 20th fret and do a couple of bends. So it should sound like this so far on this section. Oh, sorry. Messing up. Then the end of that little section goes, let me just play the whole thing again. And you bring it down, go over to 18, whoops, back to 20, and then, so let me play that. So that whole section again, let me just do it again because it was a little confusing. So you're starting on the 15th fret, doing this, bend, up to 20, strike 20, 18 twice, 20, then 15, 18, back to 15. So it should sound like this all the way through. Then the next section, you're doing kind of a you're doing a 2 strings at once here, but you're only going to be bending the G string. Now I use my middle finger and ring finger for this, so you're on the G string at the 17th fret and the B string on the 18th fret, and you're going to strike those twice, but you're going to bend the G string up only. Then you go back on the G string, 15th fret, 17, and 17 on the D. So slowly again. Now you do that same lick, the bend. Go back to 15 on the G, but instead of going to 17, you actually go to 16. And then back to 17 on the D. So the only difference is instead of going, you're going. And if you can get a harmonic on there, my volume isn't all the way up, but if you can get a harmonic on that note, you hear that on the album. So it should sound like this. Hard for me to get the harmonic sometimes up that high. Okay, and then the last section, this is the only one that's a little tricky. I mean, on a Les Paul, if you have short fingers like I do, because it's all the way up here. What is that on the 15, 17, 19? On the 22nd fret, you got to bend. So you bend all the way up, and then you kind of walk down like that. So let me play that section so you can kind of see how it leads into it. So after the walk down, I use my middle finger for this just because it's, whenever I play it, it just, my middle finger defaults to it. It's my strongest finger, so. And then I switch over to my ring finger to walk down. Then you go down to the 18th fret on the high E, then the 20th, and then sometimes it's hard, hold on. a bend on the 20th, then back to the 20th, back to 18, roll up, 18 on the B, and then 20 on the B. So let me play that whole section for you, starting from the bend. So to start again, section 1. So that's it. That's the whole solo. Again, very beginner friendly. No crazy shredding, no crazy fast maneuvers. All pentatonic box patterns. I think the only outside note is that one there. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a great beginner solo. It's a great song. So let me know what you think. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.